Welcome my dear students to the class of Geography Standard 6. Today we are going to learn lesson number 4, Weather and Climate. So let us begin with our lesson. Here in our video we can see rectangular box. In that one question is asked. Can you tell? So let us read this blue colored fonts first. The weather conditions of a few places. Weather means climatic conditions of few means some places in India are as follows on 10 June. Use the table to answer the question. So here one table it is given, and this table shows us that which kind of climatic conditions at some places of India on 10th June. So we will go one by one. Serial number 1, place Kochi. State Kerala, time 12:30 p.m. Weather is cloudy. Cloudy means too much of clouds have come there in the sky, and that is why the climate is little bit cloudy, little bit darkness is there in the daytime. Serial number 2, Bhopal, State MP, time 12:30 p.m. and weather is hot and sunny. Sunny means sun is there. Serial number 3, place Mussoorie, State Uttarakhand, time 12:30 p.m. and weather is cold, weather mild, sun, and weather is little bit cold, cool climate is there. Cool weather is there and mild sun, little bit sunny climate is there. Now beside this table there are some questions asked to us. We have to answer these questions by using the information given in this table. So first question is, in which place will the clothes on a clothesline dry quickly and why? Second question is, in which place will they dry slowly and why? Third question is, will the atmospheric conditions at these places always remain the same or will they change? So for all these questions, we will see the explanation on the given questions. The weather conditions at each of the places given above are different on 10 June. So the weather conditions, climatic conditions at each of the places given above are totally different on 10th June. To each other. Kochi has cloudy weather. It means there is little sunlight. The rainy season has started and moisture in the air will be high. So because of this cloudy weather, the rainy season have started little bit and there is a moisture. Moisture means humidity, or we can say wetness in the climate, in the air will be high. So lot of moisture, lot of humidity or lot of wetness in the air is there. Hence it will take a long time for the clothes to dry, and that is why it will take a long time to clothes to dry, because there is a moisture and wetness in the air or climate. You may have observed a similar situation at your place during the rainy season. Students, you also would have observed, you also would have seen a same kind of situation when there is a cloudy climate in the environment at your place during the rainy season, and that is why it takes little long time for the clothes to get dry. Now second question's answer is, at Bhopal there is hot sun. The water in the wet clothes gets converted into vapor quickly and the clothes will dry within a short time. So at Bhopal there is a hot sun. The climate is very hot. Because of the sun, the water in the wet clothes gets converted into vapor quickly, and that is why the water in the wet clothes that gets changed into vapor very quickly, and the clothes will dry within a short time, and that is why clothes will get dry within a very little and short time. Now see answer for third question. Mussoorie is located to the north of the Tropic of Cancer. Hence it receives less solar heat. We have learned about Tropic of Cancer in our earlier lessons, and that is why we can understand that Mussoorie is located to the north side of the Tropic of Cancer, and hence that is why it receives less solar heat. It comes under little bit dark area, and that is why sun cannot be reached there, and that is why it gets very less sunlight. Solar heat means sunlight. The air there is a cool due to its location on a mountain, and the air there is very cool because it gets very less sunlight, and that is why the climate there is very cool due to its location on a mountain. And this Mussoorie is located on the mountain or on the hilly area. Clothes take longer to dry here because of the medium heat and cool air, and that is why clothes here takes little bit longer time to dry because the air is very cool here because of the medium heat and cool air. Factors like heat, moisture and wind influence the time taken by the clothes to dry. So students, factors means elements like heat, hotness, moisture means wetness in the climate, and wind means the air which is blowing in the climate. Influence means affect the time taken by the clothes to dry. However, these conditions keep on changing. We always experience such changes. So however, this all conditions in the climate keeps on changing always, and we also experience this kind of changes in the environment. Now let us see next question. Which of the following statements are applicable to the conditions that you have experienced today or yesterday at the place where you live? So students, there are some statements given below this question, and which of these statements are applicable to the conditions, to the weather conditions that you have experienced today or yesterday. Yesterday means day before today, at the place where you live. Now let us see what are these statements. First, it was cold in the morning. Second, in the afternoon it become sultry. Sultry means when the weather is hot and there is moistureness also in the weather, means the weather will be like little bit cool and little bit hot. 3. It rained suddenly in the afternoon. So at the afternoon time it has started raining suddenly. Suddenly means quickly. 4th, cool breeze was blowing at dawn. Cool means cold. Breeze means very slow air was blowing. Blowing means flowing at dawn. Dawn means at the morning time. 5. Clouds gathered in the evening. So at the evening time there is lot of clouds have gathered and that is why the weather is little cloudy. 6. The night sky was full of stars and a pleasant breeze was blowing. So the night sky at the night time, it is full of stars and a pleasant means very happy. Breeze means little bit small flow of air was there. Slow and steady air is flowing in the climate. Students, now let us understand about weather. We all always experience atmospheric conditions prevailing at a place and at a given time, which means we have experienced different kinds of atmospheric means climatic or weather conditions prevailing at a place and at a given time. So different kinds of weather conditions are there at different time. We often talk about it, but these conditions are short lived, and we talk about these weather conditions also, but these all weather conditions, all these climatic conditions are short lived, means for a specific period of a time they exist only. This is what we call weather, and that is what is called, and this is what is the weather is. For example, we say the weather is hot, cool, dry, sultry, etc. Sultry means mixture of heat and coolness. So this kind of weathers we have seen. So this different kinds of weather we feel or we experience in our surrounding. Students, now let us see some more questions here. Can you tell, since childhood you have experienced summers, rainy seasons and winters. On the basis of your experience, answer the following questions. Now, since your childhood, from your childhood, you have experienced many summers, many rainy seasons and many winters. So, on that basis of your experience, you have to answer all these following questions. 1. In which months do summer, the rainy season and winter occur in a year from January to December? Show it in a chart. So question number 1 is, in which months this summer season, rainy season and winter season occur means comes in a year from our calendar months from January to December. You have to show it in a chart. 2. Which special clothes do we use if it is raining? So which kind of clothes we use in rainy season? 3rd, when do we use woolen clothes? So in which season we use woolen clothes? Woolen clothes means the clothes which keeps us warm and which gives us heat. 4th, in which season do we mainly use thin cotton clothes? And in which season we use thin? Thin means very We can call it cotton clothes, which are very thin. So students, you have to answer these questions at your own. These questions are very simple. You have to answer it and you have to write it in your notebook. Now let us see explanation on the given questions. Climate. You must have noticed that each season lasts for a particular period and each season occurs at a particular time of the year. So students, you would have noticed, you would have observed, you would have seen that each season lasts for a particular period. Last means it ends for a particular period of time, and each season occur means comes at a particular time of the year. So the scientists observe the weather in a region for many years. So our scientists, they have observed all these weather conditions in every region since many years. With the help of such studies, they define the mean weather conditions. So because of their lot of studies, they can define, they can tell us, they can explain us the mean weather conditions. Mean means we can say it changing weather conditions. The average weather condition of a place observed over a long period of a time is the climate of that region. So climate we can consider of any region on the basis of the average weather condition. Average means we can say most observed weather conditions of that specific region, of that specific place observed over a period of a time, for long period of a time, and then we call it, or then we can consider the climate of that specific region. Climate is generally expressed as cool and dry, or hot and humid, or hot and dry, etc. So the climate is expressed as cool and dry or hot and humid. Humid means there is a little bit wetness in the climate, as well as there is a heat also in the climate. So that is why hot and humid or hot and dry. Now let us see next paragraph. We can see weather changes quite often, most of the time, due to changes in the temperature of that specific place, winds blowing in that specific place, and the humidity. Humidity means wetness and little bit heat is there in that climate. We always experience these changes. We have seen all these changes in our climate. A sum total of all these elements define weather. So sum total means when we calculate all these weather conditions, and because of these all elements means factors, we can define our weather on the changes of these factors. This affect our day-to-day activities and our lifestyle, and because of these changes, this will have effect on our day-to-day activities and on our lifestyle. Elements of weather are taken into consideration while describing the climate. So all these elements, all these factors of the weathers are taken into consideration. They are given the preferences, they are given the importance while we are describing, while we are giving some details on the climate. Students, I conclude part 1 of this lesson here. We will see next part in our next video. Thank you so much.